Hey everybody, it's Rob here, and we're back with another Winter Storm Landon update. And this storm is going to be absolutely massive, major impacts, as we have probably over a foot of snow likely for multiple states. Accumulating freezing rain and ice is going to be a huge problem, as well as some severe weather on the southern end. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's go ahead and get right into the weather models. First off, we're looking right here at the National Weather Service watch, warning, and advisory display. What this shows us is all of the active warnings and advisories, and we can see up here in North Dakota and Minnesota, we do have some blizzard warnings up here. Down south, this is our majority of our major winter storm Landon here, as we have winter storm warnings extending all the way from New Mexico, Colorado, all the way up to Ohio and Michigan. So this is a very large winter storm that's going to be taking place over multiple days. Large impacts, ice, snow, sleet, all sorts of things are going to be covered today. So let's go ahead and look at the weather models. So this is the GFS model, which has been pretty consistent, giving us quite a good idea of what's going to be occurring. And we can see heavy snow all the way from Missouri all the way through up to the north and the east, where the Boston area is. Even some pockets of heavier snow down here in southern Oklahoma and northeast Texas. Now, this snowfall is going to occur over a long period of time. This is not going to be like the last couple of storms we've had, which have snowed 2-3 inches per hour, and it has absolutely dumped it in a short period of time. It's not going to be the exact same way as that. There's going to be kind of two waves, more or less, and I'll go ahead and explain that to you here. So let's go ahead and take a look back. Now, this is today, Tuesday. As we go into tonight, just about 6 to 12 hours from now, we're looking at already the first little bits of snow, sleet, and some rain falling here in Missouri and Illinois. And this will quickly become an area of pretty heavy snow, along with some sleet and some freezing rain mixed in here. And this is going to be the first initial wave. As we can see, this moves off to the north and to the east, and it's going to affect areas from Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, all the way up to southern Michigan and western parts of Ohio. At the same time, this is midday Wednesday now, and we start to have some of the snow accumulations and ice accumulations down here in Oklahoma and Texas. As we move through the end of the day Wednesday, this becomes a very significant ice, sleet, and snow mix down here with the southern part of Oklahoma and northern part of Texas. This is likely going to be a very significant icing situation. I can't stress it enough. The best course of action to take whenever you have freezing rain and ice to this level is to just not go out. Get your groceries, get any errands you need to do done, and basically just stay at home, right? Whenever you have this much freezing rain going on, there is no way that any amount of salt, plowing, or anything will be able to keep up with the rate of ice that will be building up on the roadways, trees, etc. And as we move this on, this is now Thursday morning. Thursday morning is whenever a lot of the heavier impacts you can see right here through Arkansas, southern pieces of Illinois and Indiana are going to be seeing lots of sleet and freezing rain in here. This is going to be an absolute mess. And now we'll move later on into the day Thursday, and finally the areas that received the first wave are now going to be receiving the second wave. This includes southern Indiana to central Ohio, and then that massive ridge of ice and sleet combination right there in the middle. Now, I think the models are playing this a little bit farther south. Some of this icing and sleet will probably be a little bit farther north, but it's hard to say so far. The GFS model has been very consistently giving us this southern mode, especially pushing it farther south at times. And as we go through the day Friday, the storm system weakens a little bit and dumps some snow, some more sleet and freezing rain to parts of the east, anywhere from like Delaware up towards the Massachusetts area. And by the end of the day Friday, it is pretty much gone. We'll go ahead and go over here and talk about this is the freezing rain. So this is really the main concern for Winter Storm Landon. So this is later tonight whenever we start to have our initial precipitation falling here in Missouri and Illinois. As we go through later tonight into tomorrow morning, Wednesday, we start to have a little bit of accumulation of that freezing rain. Now, it only takes about a quarter of an inch of freezing rain to down tree limbs, power lines, so even these little areas of freezing rain here that could be accumulating between a quarter to a half inch could be significant. And as we move on the day, through the day, Wednesday, you start to see that quite a large area here is going to be receiving a lot of freezing rain. And then this is when the southern mode kicks up, the second wave. This is late night Wednesday into Thursday morning. We have significant amounts of ice and freezing rain building up in this region between southern Oklahoma and northern Texas. And as we move this off, this freezing rain pushes off into parts of the Ozarks where you have Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And this is between 1 to maybe even 2 inches of freezing rain. Now, if you think about that, a quarter of an inch is enough to take down tree limbs and damage power lines. This is almost 1 to 2 inches of accumulated freezing rain within a relatively short period of time. This is going to be very impactful. This could actually be widespread power outages, really a lot of issues, as especially with driving the plow trucks, salting, that will not be able to keep up with the rate that ice is going to be building up layer after layer on the roads. The best course of action is to stay at home and just do not get on the roadways. We'll move through here. We see some more of that freezing rain accumulating on the eastern coast at this point. And at this point, it is off the coast and we lose a lot of our snow and freezing rain. Now, the last point I want to make is the duration of this storm. We can see that tonight is whenever we start to get the first little droplets of precipitation. We'll move this through and we'll calculate how long this is going to end up taking. And this is just roughly 72 whole hours that this storm system takes. Now, some areas here from Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Missouri, you're likely going to be seeing snow, sleet, freezing rain, whatever it might be, for 24 hours, even up to 48 hours straight of just continuous snow, continuous freezing rain. So this storm is going to be very impactful for a large portion of the country, as well as some sneaky severe weather down here down south. So even if you live down south along the coast, don't think you're fully in the clear just yet. But as always, I'm going to keep updating you guys anytime I can. And I always recommend that if you enjoy watching these severe weather updates and winter weather updates, that you like and subscribe to the channel, because it's free and it's the best thing you can do to get the latest information on the weather around the United States. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.